Okay, this is ridiculous, guys. This is ridiculous. Hold up. There we go. Just angle this down a little bit. Okay. Guys, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I'm yelling. This is ridiculous, okay? Look at this. I'm over here. I'm trying to get songs to start off the stream with. I thought I'd be fun. I thought I'd be fun and do a little song for you guys to start the stream with. And what do I get? I get upbeat.io, and I thought, "Oh, that's cool. They got all these songs. They got all this to choose with." And I picked 3 of them. I thought that they were really cool. I went to download history. This one was like, I said, "That's a pretty neat song. Okay. Cool. How about this?" That's fun. How about this one? Maybe a nice outro? I don't know. Very good songs indeed. But anyway, I go to download these, and what do I see? Failed. Needs authorization. Failed. Needs authorization. Can you guys see that? You guys can see that. Failed. Needs authorization. Okay, alright, that's fine. That's cool. I get it. Sometimes things fail. I fail often. I totally get it. So then I say, alright, okay. Download. Let's just hit it one more time. Let's download it again. Don't worry. I'm sorry. You already used your 3 free credits. Go ahead and download this. You wanna subscribe for $5.59 a month? You might be saying, "Eric, that's not a lot of money. You could just get that and it would be fine." And my thought is, it's the principle, dang it. Come on, what are we doing here? Why do I get 3 free credits and I want to test this out? I want to see what it's like. If I can't trust this to download some pretty simple songs, how am I supposed to trust this with my $5.59? Why am I supposed to give this guy money? Because he can't do the free thing for free. What are we doing? So I was very upset. Well, I would say upset, but I'm not actually upset. I'm big chillin'. I look like a super villain now. Let me take this off. Whoa, hold up. I gotta turn this off first before I get blinded. Hi. This is a red light therapy mask that I got online. It was bond charge. I saw this on a diary of a CEO, and I've always been interested in red light therapy. As you know, if you've been watching this, I narrated a book on red light therapy, so this is pretty neat. It's got a little remote there, so this is pretty neat. You turn it on here, so you could turn it on. This is basically what it looks like. Fully charged. You could do like red lights. You could do near infrared light. You could turn up the intensity or turn it down, and alter the time on there as well. So, very cool thing. This was about, I think it was $250 for that. It wasn't terrible. It's a little pricey, but it's not terrible. So, oh, Woo! What's up, guys? What's up, chat? Speaking of chat, where's my chat? Where's my chat at? No source selected. I'm just curious because I'm pretty sure there's a chat on here somewhere. Let me go to my stream manager. Maybe that'll help. Oh. Start collaboration. Okay. That's cool. I'm so confused. Oh, hold up. I just want to have like the chat ready to go. Layout 1 updated. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. I wonder if there's a way. I've never seen bitrate look that odd. But I wonder if there's a way to have this on your OBS. That would be really helpful if I could just play with it on OBS. That would be super sweet. Let's go to restream.io. Because I'm pretty sure that's where I'm streaming with. Log in with my Google account. I'm pretty sure that's what we're using. And the stream started on the 6th. We're good. Oh, we got highlights. That's kind of cool. Hold up. Let me shift this over so you guys can see it. Look at that. Look at this over here to the side. Hold up. That's pretty neat. Let's see what that looks like. Hold up. View highlights. These titles have been identified to be in violation of the ACX and Amazon guidelines and have been removed. 2025, 2026 generative AI. Let's go to see what our impact was. Let's go. It has a virality score. We currently have 295 sales on the books. That kind of sucks, actually. I've asked it to make books before, and it has done a similar thing. And I said, I took a look at what ChatGPT can do, and I said, oh, people think that it can do this thing, but it actually can't. It's just pretending to. I think that's okay. Like, it's a good thing to get the ball rolling. If you create that thing to start out with, then you're not sitting there looking at a page that just says "the" on it. You're like, oh, okay, this is kind of what it's supposed to be about. Oh, I know what to add on to, and then the more you add on to that Sisyphean ship, it starts to become the efficient ship. The efficient ship. The efficient ship. Are you kidding me? No. What? Sisyphus? How do you spell that? Dude, why is my brain not working? Often misspelled. Theseus. The ship of Theseus. Sisyphus ship. Yeah, Sisyphean. That's what I meant. I meant Sisyphean. Thesis? Is that not how you Theosis? Okay, theosis. Theophisian? Theophici... Yo. The whole idea, it's a philosophical argument that says if you replace one board at a time of a ship, is it still the same ship after you've replaced all of the parts? Some people say yes, because it's a completely different ship. You've built a new ship over time. The question then becomes, when did it become that new ship? Was it halfway through? Was it most of the way through? Was it after the last board was put in? When does it become a completely new ship? It's a philosophical argument. How do you... Did when I said that, did it not make sense? What are you doing? There's that. But then also, I wanted to see if it had the chat. Analytics. Let's check analytics. Ooh, chat messages 36. Cool. Can we go on from there? Messages. Oh my, can we actually see what messages were sent? No, it just tells me the type of message and where it was messaged at. Whoa. That's pretty crazy. It's crazy what you can do. But I have like I'm using the free plan, and I'm making it like a point to not pay for anything. I'm really making it a point to not pay anything. I've been paying for things for quite some time, and I'm just kind of sick of it. So that, and the market's down, The market is down. S&P 500. Now, let's back up a little bit. But yesterday, I lost, I think it was like in total $2,000 in the past, 2 days. I lost like $1,000 a day. So it's a mixture of, I'm tired of this, Grandpa, but then also S&P is down quite a bit. Now, if you scroll back out about 6 months, I'm being a baby, that was also seen in January, was also seen in December, was also seen in November, always on the 20th though, for some reason. What's going on there? Except for this last one, that was on the 5th. Are those contractions? Is it 20th, 10th, 20th, 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 5th? Are they getting closer together? Is it gonna is it gonna fall? Yeah, it was down bad. It was down bad. But I bought in. Obviously, you got to buy into the S&P 500. So I bought into the S&P 500. Even though I was down $2,000, I was buying in. Always buy. That's the motto. I'm young enough to where it's always buy right now. Always buy. Dude, I just want the chat. Hold up. Too rich? There we go. I just want this chat here. So can we pop this out? Here's a question. Can I just take this and put it on my OBS? I don't want to keep glancing down at it. Okay, how about this? How to add Twitch chat to OBS. Look at that. Connect your settings stream, then select docs, chat to view it. Okay, let's see. OBS, services, no. Dude, I already forgot. Settings, stream. Okay. How about we go stats, custom browser docs. Browser docs? Add or remove browser docs. What does that mean? Scene collection. Show settings folder? Is that it? Because I think it said settings, right? Dude, how about Mac? Maybe that'll get me better. No, it says the same. Connect your account in settings. Is it preferences? Stream. Then select docs. Okay, let's go to stream. Here we go. And then ignore stream. Connect account recommended. Custom browser docs. Is it because I didn't connect the account beforehand? Is that possibly it? It could have been. Because I was quick to just press the button. But maybe I should have not pressed the button. Maybe I should have connected the account and then pressed the button. I don't know. But all I know is that we currently have a free plan. We've got a stream started. And we have paired channels. What was that? Allow your guests to rebroadcast. What? What does that mean? Your channels. Okay. Landscape. But how do we get to chat is the question. I know that there's a chat associated with Restream.io, but settings perhaps? Thanks for blocking out the stream key. Thank you very much. Backup stream. That's pretty cool. Embed chat. Embed chat from the stream setup. Embed link. Launch chat? Ooh, that might work. The chat is ready to display messages, but we'll embed it. So we'll go back and then we'll go to Logic Pro. And then I will do a browser. I'll call this chat. Okay. And then I will use bam. Here we go. The chat is ready to display messages. So if I said hi, what would it say? Hi. Okay. Cool. Customize chat? Choose event. Default. Opacity. Ooh, I like that. Scale 100. Oh my gosh. Scale 30. Scale 90. Yeah, we'll go scale 100. Theme is 8-bit. Oh my gosh. That's kind of cool. I like 8-bit. Overwatch. No, that's kind of corny. World of Warcraft, you say? Comic? Oh, that's kind of neat. I like that. I feel like it's going to have a lot from Twitch, though. So how about... Oh, that's kind of neat. I do like Fortnite. Fortnite does a good job with that. That's kind of fun. I might think about it. But I do like 8-bit. There's something about that. So, yeah, I'm going to stick with 20. There we go. Did it change? No, it didn't. So, embed chat for Twitch only. Display comments exclusively from Twitch streams. Okay. I like all platforms, so we'll do that. And then, oh my gosh, you guys aren't seeing any of this. Such an embarrassing thing. I cannot believe it. I was looking through all of that. Just commentating the whole time. Yeah. And then I'll move that down to maybe like here. So I could be like, hello. Wait. Nice. And then I wish it could do something to prompt that enable text to speech. Gordon. Okay. Reply commands. Bot? Relay mode. Forward all incoming messages. I'm good. I'm good on that. Yeah, we'll go with Gordon. Okay. So we'll copy that. And then we'll copy that, and then we'll put that in. Wait, how is it going to play that, though? That's the question.
Can you read me? Oi. Hola. Hi there. My name is Derek Fellman. Noise.
All right. This is kind of dangerous, but I like it. I wish I could do TTS for like specifically people that have been like, you know, subscribed for quite a bit, but this is I feel like this is good enough. This is good enough for the time being. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna do the same here. Except, let's see, Logic Pro, chat. I'm gonna copy, put this into Brave. Can that not paste? Logic Pro. What? Can you not copy? Really? Okay, well, I suppose I will just put in a existing browser. I think this one's got to be a little more impactful, but I'm not going to focus too heavily on this. Like, for example, if I went into ACS there, okay, all right. Anyway, so, nope. So, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? I know, we're already like 30 minutes in, and I'm like just goofing. I'm just straight up goofing. I do like it though, because I've hit the point in my OBS journey to where I feel like I'm actually able to sort of toy around with it and have some fun. So I like that. I'm maybe about a year in, finally getting the hang of OBS. So very glad for that. And I feel like there's some potential here for me to play around with it in some fun ways. But where are we as far as sales go? Yo, check it out. Didn't even see that. Whoa. Yesterday, who bought what? It's hard to tell, but earlier today I was looking at this and we were at 5, and I know those two were part of that 5. So it must have been blackjack and craps or how to play blackjack like a pro. It must have been one of those, but nice. Coming in hot. So we're at 6. We're 1-to-1 for the days. Loving it. We're averaging 1 sale a day. You love to see it. As far as listening goes, I was actually pretty impressed to see Philosophical Methods pretty high up there. So shout out Andrew Kudin with that one. 1 hour for the 2025-26 generative AI. Sounds like they just listened to that real quick and then reported it, I guess. I don't know. Blackjack and craps. We got that as well. So thank you very much for listening. This to me is probably more important than sales themselves, because this means that people are enjoying what I've created, and that's all I really care about. Earnings statements. Let's see, past 7 days, quarter to date. Yeah, no, we haven't received anything from January just yet, but that's okay. Now, as far as the productions that we have going on, in production, I have a couple different things. We've got the manuscript that was just sent in from the Revenue Cure. So we may work on that today. Scott sent this over and gave us until about, I want to say about mid-March to do this. So that's a good amount of time, and I'm here to over-deliver. Notes from the rights holder. This is a professional nonfiction audiobook written for physicians, practice administrators, and healthcare executives. I remember I was reading this and I was like, it sounds kind of boring, and then I kept reading and I was like, no, I'm going to do this. Please avoid theatrical, promotional, or exaggerated narration styles. Clear articulation, steady pacing, and a neutral professional delivery are preferred. Experience with business, healthcare, finance, or executive nonfiction is a plus. So we did that, and then this is what we sounded like when we auditioned. I love to keep that in mind when I get started here.
Most independent healthcare practices are losing revenue without realizing it. Not because providers are careless or inattentive, but because revenue loss rarely announces itself. It occurs quietly through small breakdowns in documentation, workflow, and oversight that compounds over time. This book is written for physicians, practice administrators, and healthcare leaders who want clarity and control over their operations without sacrificing clinical priorities. Revenue integrity is not about billing mechanics alone. It's about disciplined systems, accurate information, and informed decision-making before claims are ever submitted. The purpose of this audiobook is to help listeners identify hidden risks, understand how revenue is truly created, and make confident operational decisions that support long-term stability.
Nice. Cool. So that's good. I'll download the manuscript on this iPad over here, this dedicated iPad for the IRS in the chat. This dedicated iPad that I use exclusively for business purposes, as can be seen. Also, by the way, I am using this microphone exclusively for business purposes. I don't think that this microphone can have an argument to be used for non-business uses. Like, everything is tied into the business. So, like, whether I'm streaming or whether I'm putting an audiobook together, all of that is revenue generated through the business. So this right here, business expense. Let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, business expense. So, Revenue Cure, strategies to eliminate revenue loss, improved compliance, and safeguard your practice by Scott Tartamella. Scott Tartamella by Scott Tartamella. All right. And he gave me a really good production as well. This is my company, by the way. You've received an offer to produce audiobook Fit and Strong After 50. Fit and Strong After 50 is another project from Scott at about 4.3 hours, and he wants consistency throughout projects. So I am... Dang, look at that. 3 ratings already. That's pretty nice. This audiobook is written for adults age 50 plus and focuses on strength, mobility, and healthy aging. The narration should be encouraging, clear, and confident without sounding promotional or exaggerated. Please avoid high-energy fitness hype or sales-style delivery. A calm, steady, and trustworthy tone is preferred. Experience narrating health and wellness or education nonfiction is a plus. So that's really cool. That's really nice. Let's see, let's go to my projects. Let's go to offers. Offer received. Let's review the author offer. We love an author offer. So, this is an English book for the world. Total word count is 40,000. Distribution is exclusive. The terms are royalty share. Love royalty share, by the way. We love royalty share. And the 15-minute checkpoint is due a little bit after the revenue cure is due on the 18th. And then the finish due date is about a month after that. Very conservative estimates. I'm hoping to really hit this and get these done as soon as possible. Get things out of the way, get the ball rolling, and get editing, done as often as possible. I've been scarred in the past, so let's see what we can do knowing this moving forward. Here's the terms. Redwell Media will produce an audiobook based on the book listed above on behalf of Scott on the terms set forth in ACX audiobook production standard terms. We understand that ACX audiobook applied to the terms of their agreement. Scott and my company agreed to be bound by and comply with the ACX production standard terms. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. Thank you, Scott. I don't know what the implications are of using an LLC, but I suppose I would like to limit liability for sure. But yeah, this is my profile here, and it is tied to me specifically. I'm not sure if I want to tie it specifically to my company, but a controlled burn, a STEM novella for families. This one was interesting. I seen that earlier. Curiosity Press. Really? Your kitchen isn't just a place to cook. All right, ChatGPT. Controlled Burn is one of 3 books that I currently have published on Amazon. I will be posting the other 2 soon. What's the audition script? Now let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks. In cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider North American Europe. What are you at? 2.2 hours? Royalty share? I like science engineering. That's definitely my field for sure. Posted 3 days ago. Curiosity Press, I'm pretty sure is good. I can't really tell though. This is ChatGPT. It's got 1 rating, which I want to say is probably the guy who made it, but look at this dude. Look at this dude. Can't really see him. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Come on. That's a trustworthy guy. You could trust him because of his bow tie. Let's see. Grew up under Montana's Big Sky. Nice. Where nights on his family's ranch spent lying in the back of a pickup truck introduced him to the vastness of the universe. His lifelong interest in science fiction. Okay. Oh. FBI thriller exploring how drug cartels launder money. Interesting. Okay. A STEM book underpinned with the history of chemistry. All right. Okay. You got me. Let's just do this real quick. Just real quick. We won't be too long. Okay. Hey now. There we go. Check 1 2. Check 3 4. The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks, in cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first choice. Archaeological evidence suggests it began as a weed in wheat. And barley fields. It began as a weed in wheat and barley fields. But when the climate cooled, wheat failed, and rye shrugged and said, "No worries, I got this." Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, rye had carved out its niche as the grain of last resort and eventually became a staple. Chemically, rye is a rebel. Its starch is softer than wheat's, making it less suited to airy loaves. Its gluten is weaker. So you don't get the same elastic network to trap CO2. Result? Dense bread. Heavy, earthy. Heavy, earthy. Heavy, earthy. Sometimes sour. But rye compensates with pentosans. Complex sugars that absorb water like sponges. That's why rye bread stays moist. That's why rye bread stays moist for days, unlike wheat bread, which goes stale faster than an open bag of chips. With natural fermentation, sourdough, rye becomes hardy, tangy. Rye becomes hardy, tangy loaves that powered peasants through Russian winters. I gotta turn. Rye's dark side. Of course, rye has its baggage. Enter the ergot fungus. This little parasite thrives on rye and produces alkaloids that, in small doses, cause hallucinations and, in large doses, death. Medieval outbreaks of St. Anthony's fire, ergot poisoning, caused convulsions, gangrene, and visions. Some historians even suggest the Salem witch trials might have been fueled by ergot contaminated. Some historians suggest that the Salem witch trials might have been fueled by ergot contaminated rye bread. So rye gave with one hand calories, resilience, and took with the other hallucinations, necrosis. Humanity being humanity, kept eating it anyway. Because the alternative was starvation. Rye as healthy, rye as flavor identity. Rye bread doesn't get the global spotlight as rice does, but it builds identity. Eastern Europe cuisines revolve around it. Think pumpernickel in Germany. Black bread in Russia. And caraway-studded loaves. In Poland. Rye gave these regions their culinary DNA. Rye gave these regions their culinary DNA. Dense, sour, resilient food. For dense, sour, resilient climates. Perfect for people who are sometimes dense, sour, and resilient. And here's the kicker. Rye's distinct flavor comes from a Rye's distinct flavor comes from ferulic acid breaking down during fermentation, which releases compounds like 4-vinyl guaiacol.
Guaiacol.
Which releases compounds like 4-vinyl guaiacol. That's the smoky spicy note you taste. That's the smoky spicy note you taste in rye whiskey too. So, rye not only gave us bread, but also booze with attitude. All right. All right, cool. Cool. All right. Okay. All right, this is what we're going to do. We are going to turn off all of these. Then we're going to bounce that as an uncompressed wave into, let's see, I'm going to go auditions. This is going to be, oh shit, what is this called? Controlled burn. I'm going to do controlled burn. And then we're going to pull up Descript. I'm going to sign in. We're going to do, all right, so that's good. I'm going to go over to Brave and show you that I do a new project, audio project. Something went wrong. Yeah, if that keeps telling me that something went wrong, dude, I do not care. New project, audio project. Please refresh and check the project sidebar. Oh, that is so sad. If this is just going to prevent me from doing anything. How about new folder? I'm just trying to stay away from that last project that like shit the bed at the last second. Like, I don't care if that doesn't show me it again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm done with it. I used the thing. I don't need it to be used any further. Let's go OBS. chat. Can I... Brother. Oh, I might have to sit down for this, man. Please contact support. Yo, is this the second time we've contacted support about this? I'm having trouble opening projects. It'll be like, did you restart the script? I have. Says unknown error, internal error, contact support. This has been persisting since last night when I tried to close a program while it was still in the middle of downloading. Open a previous version. Uninstall and reinstall of Descript. I'm using Descript through the browser. I can't uninstall it. Bro, this is the worst. Log out of Descript, clear your browser's cache cookies, then log back in. I don't want to do that. It's going to make me log out of all my shit. I don't want to log out of all my shit. Here's what I can do, though. I can well, I thought I could. How do I log out? Here we go. There we go. And then we'll log back in. Ooh, I can earn $20, guys. Use my link. Use my invite link. Use my invite link. You can get $20. Okay. What if I be sneaky with it? Like, if I just go in and do La C. If I do... If I do that kind of thing. Oh, I hate you. Okay. New project. Audio. Something went wrong. Please refresh. You are the worst. Contact support. An error or bug. application, fill that out online. Okay. Let's see. Started acting up when I closed the program after it took 10 minutes to download a file. I closed in the middle of it taking forever to download, and now it will not open any project nor create any new project. Video link, attachments. See, desktop. Nice. There we go. Then I'll add that document, desktop. Or no? Where did you save to? Where'd you go? Downloads? Recent. Yeah, I'm just getting bogged down in minutia. Did you see all that? You see all this minutia I keep getting bogged down into? Bro, why am I getting bogged down in all this minutia? All right, how about this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to launch Chrome. I'm going to do it from Chrome. Do it from Chrome. I do not like using Chrome. Pull up Chrome. Still hasn't loaded yet. Ah, man. There we go. Get a real top-down view of the thing. Of that thing. Get a little top-down view of that thing. All right. Chrome. Why are you doing this to me? I suppose I can open up Safari. Safari actually did open up. Crazy. Descript.com. Sign in. It's me, Jessica. Sign in. Complete sign in using your passkey. Do you want my fingerprint? What do you want? What do you want from me? Try another way. Try another way. I don't know what you want. What are you trying to do? You're like taking forever to load. Bro, what are you doing? Bro. Minutia. Hi, my name is Rory Minutia. Dude. Try another way. How about my password? But you know my password. Why are you asking for it? Oh my god. How much time do I waste logging in and logging out of accounts and pulling up something that takes like 5 minutes to load? And okay. Can't connect to iCloud. Okay. Because there is a problem. Okay. I don't care. Turn on iCloud keychain. Dude. Enter the Dude, I'm trying to figure out what the password is. Yeah. I don't know if this is going to work. Because, this is gonna forget my password, and then I gotta restart my password, and then I'm not gonna do all that. Why isn't Descript working? Is the question. Why isn't Chrome pulling up is another question, because Chrome could pull it up. Chrome does have Descript on there, it won't load. So Chrome's not loading. Safari doesn't have anything saved. Brave browser won't work. New private window. How about that? Let's do Descript. Try another way. Enter my password. Tap yes on your phone or tablet. Oh my god. This guy stinks. Check your Gmail. Does it have to be my phone? There we go. Yes, brother, that is me. Holy cow. Here we go. This isn't throwing up any errors so far. Let's go new project audio. Yo, I think we might be in. Dude, we made that at 7:03. It is 7:21. We made that at 7:03. It is 7:21 right now. Do you know what that means? 21 minus 3 is, oh, I forgot. My calculator closes when you press enter. 21 minus 3 equals close. It closes. Look at that. It just leaves you in suspense. Little things like that. Like, when does the calculator app ever close on you? When does the Descript just not work? When does Google Chrome not just pull up? How come Safari doesn't save any password? Like, it's little things like this that just compound over and over that make me really, really cautious, concerned. They make me very concerned. Let's see. OBS window. We're gonna do this one. All right. So this is where we're on. This is what we're seeing. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put this chat just a little bit further down because it's just got me on there, and I wanted to refresh it. Ooh, there we go. Nice. There we go. There we go. That's what I need. Okay, cool. Cool. Because I didn't want it to have all that nonsense on there for me. Okay. The underdog grain. In what world? Okay, let's remove retakes. Go. If the rice there we go. It began as a weed. And rye shrugged and said, its gluten is weaker. Results, Pinto. Let's see.
Bread. Heavy. Result?
Here we go.
Heavy, earthy bread. Heavy, dense bread. Heavy, dense bread. Heavy,
Heavy, earthy. Heavy, earthy. I was trying to hit some sort of like moment in there. That's why rye bread stays moist. Moist critical. Which goes stale faster. Rye becomes, that powered. I got a turn. Let's see. Did I mean to say that? No. But I did say that. Good job. Into the ergot fungus. fungi. All right, let's get you this little parasite. This little parasite. All right, let's bring you back. Bring you back. This little parasite thrives on rye and produces, and in large doses,
hallucinations, and, in large doses, death.
brother.
Death.
Yeah. Come on now. Some historians even suggest by Ergot. So rye hallucinations. Wait. With other hallucinations, necrosis, humanity, being humanity, kept eating it anyway. Because the alternative was starvation. Rye bread doesn't get the global spotlight as rice does. It builds identity. Theme Pumpernickel and Caraway.
In Poland. It's in Poland. It's in Poland.
There we go. Rye gave these regions for perfect four. Where you at? Perfect four. There we go. People. Rising flavor from A.
Rye's distinct flavor.
Rye's distinct flavor.
Ferulic acid. Which releases compounds like 4-vinyl. Which releases compounds like 4-vinyl guaiacol. That's the smoky spicy note you taste in rye whiskey too. So, I not only gave
Which release? That's the smoky, spicy note. That's a spicy meatball. That's a spicy meatball. So Rye not only give us bread, but also booze with attitude. Okay, cool. And zooming up, I got all those taken care of. Shorten word gaps, anything longer than 0.6. Final word gaps, shorten to.
now.
Let's not preview the results. Elongate this a little bit. Let's go to 6, and then let's go to 1, and start down the list.
By the Iron Age, rye had carved out.
Cool. Let's take all these out. Now this is a really good, right here, you could just see why you don't want to do shorten all, because there's so many instances in here where it was just not identified correctly.
That's the Salem witch trial suggest the Salem witch trial.
All right, I like that better. All right, Yep, see, there's right there.
Resilience and took with the other. Resilience and took. Resilience and took with the other. Hallucination.
And necrosis. Sad. Sad.
Necrosis. Humanity. Humanity being humanity. And humanity kept eating it anyway.
Yeah. Even when it's bad, though, the mastering really does a good job of making it sound good regardless. So, I'm going to trust that. All right, let's go through. Probably bring that a little bit over.
Stable. Chemically, a staple. Chemically, rye is a rebel.
Okay, cool. It's kind of what you want to see. Now 4 minutes, go.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives for
See, this you can just vibe code with. Like, I know that's a little bit long, so how about that?
survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold. Survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold climates, poor soils.
Yeah. I'll usually like to use 0.3 actually, and then elongate it when it's too long because there's a lot fewer instances where 0.6 is used rather than 0.3.
Cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions. Consider North.
Aha. One of the reasons why I do this is because I've had projects where I leave repeats in there and it really kills it.
Altitudes. Consider
Which they're my best sellers, so I should go back through and redo them.
altitudes. Consider Northern Europe.
That's still too long. Probably like 0.4.
Altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like. Consider Northern Europe.
Aha.
Altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first choice. Archaeological evidence suggests it began as a weed in wheat and barley fields. But when the climate
After S's, you can really trim it down.
barley fields, but when the climate cooled, wheat failed, and rye
Oh.
cooled, wheat failed, and rye shrugged and said, "No worries, I got this." Farmers noticed. Shrugged and said, "No worries, I got this." Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, Rye had got this. Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, I got this. Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, rye.
I feel like just
I got this. Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, rye had carved out its niche as the grain of last resort and eventually became a staple. Chemically, rye is a rebel. 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 Its starch is softer than wheat's, making it less suited. Making it less suited to airy loaves. Its gluten. Its gluten is weaker, so you don't get the same elastic network to trap CO2. Result: dense. CO2. Result: CO2. Result: dense bread. Heavy. Result: dense bread. Heavy, earthy, sometimes sour, but result: dense bread. Heavy, earthy, sometimes sour, but rye compensates with pentosands. Complex complex sands. Complex sugars that absorb water like sponges. That's why rye bread stays moist for days, unlike wheat bread, which goes stale faster than an open bag of chips. With natural fermentation, sour for days, unlike wheat bread, which goes stale.
too much space there.
Faster than an open bag of chips. With natural fermentation, sourdough, rye becomes hardy.
Maybe a little less there.
Rye becomes hardy, tangy loaves that powered peasants through Russian winters.
That S, you could bring it up.
Rye's dark side of
like here.
Rye's dark side. Of course, Rye is baggage. Of course, Rye has baggage. Enter the ergot fungus. This little parasite thrives on rye and produces alkaloids in small doses. Cause hallucinations and in large
Cause hallucinations.
in small doses, cause hallucinations, and in large doses, death. Medieval outbreaks of medieval outbreaks,
A lot of instances of repeats.
death. Medieval outbreak, death. Medieval outbreak, doses, death. Medieval outbreaks of St. Anthony's fire, ergot poisoning, caused convulsions, gangrene, and visions. Some historians suggest the Salem witch trials might have been fueled
Might?
by ergot contaminated.
I don't know what it tried to do there.
By ergot contaminated rye bread.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Rye bread. So rye gave with one hand calories, resilience, and took with the other. Hallucinations, necrosis.
There we go.
Necrosis. Humanity.
Where's that? I think it's right there.
Humanity, being humanity, kept eating it.
I don't know what's happening there with the voice, but it's just the K's. Kept eating it.
Kept eating it anyway.
Or is it eating?
Eating it.
Kept eating. Whatever that transfer is hard.
Kept eating it anyway. Because the alternative was starvation. Rye as flavor identity. Rye bread doesn't get the global spotlight as rice does. But it builds identity. Eastern Europe cuisines revolve around it. Identity. Eastern Europe cuisines revolve around it. Think pumpernickel in Germany. Black bread in Russia and caraway-studded loaves in Poland. Rye gave these regions their culinary DNA. Dense, sour, resilient food for dense
Yeah, no.
resilient food for dense, sour, resilient climates. Perfect for people who are sometimes dense, sour, and resilient. And here's the kicker.
Okay, this is tricky because comedic timing, right?
Times dense, sour, and resilient. And here's the kicker. Rye rise to and resilient. And here's the kicker. Rye's distinct flavor comes from ferulic acid breaking down during fermentation, which releases compounds like 4-vinyl guaiacol. That's the smoky spicy note you taste in rye whiskey too. So, rye not only gave us bread, but also booze with attitude.
Let's reduce these a little bit. Let's see what that sounds like.
So, rye not only gave us bread, but also booze with attitude.
Let's reduce this just slightly, maybe.
Whiskey too. So, rye not only gave us bread, but also booze with attitude.
Maybe a little bit less.
Us bread, but also booze with attitude.
Okay. Let's go lossless wave, export. While that's exporting, let's go on to my projects in production. Revenue cure. Let's see. Let's go back. Because we should be in auditions. There we go. Controlled _ burn. Edited is what I'll do that as. So we'll save that. Yo, are you kidding me? Anyone using this device can see downloaded files. Something went wrong. Try again. This is saving to my external hard drive, so... Oh my gosh. I gotta think. Dude, why are you normalizing this? I might be able to do a Descript web link. Anyone with the link publish. I could do that, and then I could copy the link into Safari. And while I'm in here, audio is still processing. Okay, so download it from here.
Underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth...
So I could download it from here. It says download, but then it pulls it up.
Now, let's talk rye.
You're not gonna let me download that? Guess I could airdrop it. Why not? Why not airdrop it? Sure. We'll just take that and we'll send it on over and we'll airdrop it. We'll just airdrop it. We'll airdrop it to myself. Well, would you look at that? Just airdrop it to myself. This is what happens when you try to do things. Things stand in your way, and they keep standing in your way. Like, I can't download things? What are you talking about? I just can't download things from the internet? Weird. I can't even pull it up on Safari. Well, I can pull it up on Safari, but... Eric's MacBook Pro. File. Save as. Can we save it? Page source. Web archive. Yeah, see, no, that's not what I want to do. Open file. No. Yo. Hey, this is supposed to tell me when somebody comments. Somebody came in and commented. Hold up. I didn't even see that. I'm supposed to have text-to-speech on. My bad. People make tech more complicated than it needs to be. That is so right. Pyromaniac, you are so right, Pyromaniac. They do. What is the deal, dude? What is the deal? I want to see if I could show you what's going on here, because this is... I'm on Brave, but I also have Safari up. This is Safari, and I was able to make it into a publishable file, and then it's got download up here, but when I click on download,
Now, let's talk Rye.
it does this instead. It doesn't actually download it. I don't want to do that. And I could send it, but it's not really what I want to be doing. And I could airdrop it, but then that doesn't really pop up with anything. So because of that, I sent that over. I sent the link to this to my phone, so I could pull it up on my iPad and then airdrop the file. But it doesn't let me do that. So here I am going back over to, let's go back up to Descript, Brave browser. It will not let me download. So what can I do about that? I can go to local export. Let's see. Let's export this again. See what happens. Is it because I did it to Lost C and it doesn't like that? I could try to do it to my desktop. Burn edited. I could do that. But it says anyone with this device can see downloaded files. See, I don't really care. Is it because my shields are up for this site? I don't want my shields up for this site. Lossless, no normalization, export. Dude, if it was just that, I would be so sad. Controlled, burn, edited. Yeah, no. So something went wrong. So that's probably what was going on with these other those WAV files earlier. Um, let's see, new window. Gotta do that.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first.
So why can't I download things right now? That's the question. That's my question. I don't know why, but this is not allowing me to download anything. For what reason? I could go to Brave browser. I could go to export. How about Google Drive? Oh, sign into Google? You want me to sign into Google? I thought that was kind of the point. Let's see. Google Drive, where'd you go? Google Drive. Sign into Google. 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 Yep, already has. Yep. That's exactly it. Export, publish on Google Drive, view. Open with zip extractor? Why did you download with zip extractor? Drive. Controlled burn. And then download. And then airdrop. Send copy with airdrop. What I don't understand is why can't I airdrop this to myself? Airdrop is off. Why was airdrop off? Failed. Airdrop from Eric Pullman failed. That is such a problem. There's no way for me to download this. I'm so confused. Dude, wait, I remember the good old days where files were just sent to your desktop. I use Brave like you, and I'm just as lost. Yeah. It's really odd. This is really, really odd. Because I thought for sure this was like my MacBook Pro. Because my MacBook Pro is like, it's verging on the storage capacity. It's really, really close to the storage capacity. But I have an external hard drive with like 5 or 10 terabytes. I forgot how much. This thing only has half a terabyte. So like it's struggling. It's trying its best, but it's struggling. However, this external hard drive has like everything on it. So everything goes to the external hard drive. My problem is like I have everything downloading immediately to the external hard drive, but I don't know if it's like I don't know what it's doing, honestly. It's just rejecting all downloads. Huh. So recent download history, it's rejecting all downloads. Download error. Huh. Let's go. Let's put that in here. And let's see if that's different. Dude. It did it. It did it. Oh, man.
The underdog grain.
Nice. Yeah, it must have been that storage capacity then. Bro, I was like so fed up with that. Okay, well, if that's the case, then what we could do is, since we've changed these settings, we could go back in. I was trying all kinds of things here. So how about this? We can go to these right here. We'll go dang. Failed. Needs authorization. Okay. Well, at least we got one win. I thought we can get 2 wins, but we got 1 win. So I'll take that. I'll take my wins that I can get. So because of that, what we'll do is we'll go back in to Pog. Yeah, dude, PogChamp. PogChamp for sure. Can I get dubs in chat? Can I get dubs in chat right now? All right, Logic Pro, let's go. Let's go, Logic Pro. All right, we were in a different setting here. We were in the revenue cure because that was my plan, but we sort of deviated from that. In doing so, we have auditioned for controlled burn. Let's open that up. Oh, there we go. That doesn't look right. That looks pretty similar to the raw file. I think that is the raw file. So because of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to import. Oh, you know what? I get it. Audio file. Because we couldn't save it in there. This is the final. There we go. I said those two wave files look oddly familiar. They look identical.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first choice.
Oh, there's not enough space on volume? Mastering assistant, okay, yeah. Not enough space to bounce. Odd. Okay. Well, that being the case, what can we get rid of? What can we get rid of? This is so unfortunate. What did I recently download? Kilobytes of data. I mean, just the tiniest bit of data. Documents. Take 1 and 2. Okay, I guess I can move these over. To syncing has been disabled due to an error. Okay. So Pullman. Excuse me. What? Oh, these are on. Well, if these are on iCloud, then why are they taking up space on here? If everything's on iCloud, then what's the problem? I seem to not be able to move anything because it all needs to download from iCloud. But if it's all on iCloud, then why is it saying it's low on space? It's all on iCloud. Brother, what are you doing? Let's see. Brave browser. Where was I? Where was I? Where was I? Dude. File. Let's see. Nope. Cancel. Try another way. That's literally what I put in. Okay. Okay. Oh, because that's, yeah, of course. And this, it needs my Touch ID. And, okay. Needs another software update, I guess. What are you doing? This is like the third software update you needed. Sign in with Apple. Yeah. .9 out of 2 kilobytes used. Advanced data protection. Save to iCloud. Everything's on iCloud. I do not. Brother. $30 a month, dude. I have a Google One membership. Oh man. Yeah, my thing is like, why is this why is this such an issue? If I have everything on iCloud. We got 471 gigabytes out of 494 used. So, oh my, I only have 20 gigs. Dude, I remember having a laptop with only 20 gigs. I remember the days. Do you guys... It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. All right. Logic Pro. I didn't do anything, so. I mean, it's got 20 gigs to play with, though. And then my external hard drive has 3.4 terabytes. Just chilling. So, you know. Empty trash automatically. Applications? Could it be applications? Adobe Premiere Pro 2024, 6 gigs. Okay, well, I don't use Premiere Pro, so let's go ahead. That's an easy 6 gigs. Use password. Okay, use password. There we go. Let's remove that, get that back. Adobe Premiere Pro. There's a lot. Adobe Media Encoder. I don't know what that is. Touch ID. Yeah, Touch ID. Or enter your password. Why don't you let me Touch ID? Photoshop 2024. I definitely enjoyed Photoshop, but let's see, Adobe Media Encoder 25, 3 gigs. Let's get these gigs back. Let's get these gigs back, guys. Let's get these gigs back. It's the gig economy, okay? Giggity goo. 4 gigs from 2025. Yeah, let's delete that too. Man, okay. Well, hopefully that cleared a lot up. Final Cut Pro, we use that often, so we need that. Adobe Photoshop 2024. I think we can delete that because we have 2025 here. We'll keep Adobe Photoshop 2025, but beta? Let's go ahead and delete beta. And I'll keep Photoshop 25, but I'm pretty sure I no longer have that. So, yeah. Prism. I guess we'll keep Prism, I suppose. Okay. That was most of it. I should remove Google Chrome, to be honest. The way it did me dirty earlier, I should remove it. Effect House. I actually don't know what that does. Though it says it's from Apple. Duplicates. Yeah, we'll go ahead and delete that then. Sorry, Prism Live Studio. I don't know which one you were, but you're deleted. And Effect House. Actually don't know what you are, so I'm going to delete you too. Prism Lens. I'll delete that. And then just on a deletion spree right now. Deleting everything. Okay. All right. Cool. Where are we at? We should have some gigs to play with now then. Am I right? Am I right, guys? Okay. Let's see.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye.
Yeah, we have to do mastering. Mastering Assistant is the final step in your music production, which can help your song sound great on any device. Once you've added the parts to the track area and finish mixing, open Mastering Assistant. Click Analyze to begin. So Analyze. This will make mastering specific to this project.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first choice. Archaeological evidence suggests it began as a weed in wheat and barley fields. But when the climate cooled, wheat failed, and rye shrugged and said, "No worries, I got this." Farmers noticed. By the Iron Age, rye had carved out its niche as the grain of last resort and eventually became a staple. Chemically, rye is a rebel. Its starch is softer than wheat's, making it less suited to airy loaves. Its gluten is weaker, so you don't get the same elastic network to trap CO2. Result? Dense bread. Heavy, earthy, sometimes sour. But rye compensates with pentosands, complex sugars that absorb water like sponges. That's why rye bread stays moist for days, unlike wheat bread, which goes stale faster than an open bag of chips. With natural fermentation, sourdough, rye becomes hearty, tangy loaves that powered peasants through Russian winters.
Let's see.
Hearty, tangy loaves that powered.
Yeah, I don't like that space right there, but that's an easy fix.
That powered tangy loaves that powered peasant.
Still not the best, but we can just bring that back a little bit.
That powered peasants through Russian. Rye becomes hearty, tangy loaves that powered peasants through Russian winter.
Let's see, how about right there? Let's bring this up a little bit. And how does that sound?
Becomes hearty, tangy loaves that powered peasants through Russian winters. Rye's dark side. Of course, rye has baggage. Enter the ergot fungus. This little parasite thrives on rye and produces alkaloids that, in small doses, cause hallucinations and, in large doses, death.
Okay. All right. So, let's go back to the beginning. A couple different things I need to do with this. Let me make sure I'm... All right, I am on the correct screen. Cool. Let's turn this off. Now, what I like to do is I make sure that it officially begins at 1 second. Because all audiobook productions leave 1 second of airtime.
The underdog grain.
I make it blank because sometimes, like, you don't want to hear some sort of, like, click of the mouth beforehand. 3803, so I want to go to 3903. It's a second past. And I will also turn this down. So, that is how we do it. Let's go ahead and bounce that as a MP3. Controlled, burn, final, bounce. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. So that means that we bounced it correctly. Let's go to, make sure I'm not on anything embarrassing over here. Turn that off. Turn these off. And let's go refresh on that. Yeah, I think what this was doing is I think it's back. And let's go to Brave here. I think that the thing no longer exists. Let's go to Window. Here we go. ACX. Bam. Bam. Okay. Then we'll upload the file. We'll upload auditions, controlled burn final, open, and bam.
The underdog grain. Now, let's talk rye. If rice is the smooth city planner, rye is the scrappy frontier survivalist. It thrives where wheat sulks in cold climates, poor soils, and high altitudes. Consider Northern Europe, Siberia, and other regions where farming feels like a punishment. Rye didn't start as anyone's first choice. Archaeological evidence suggests it began as a weed in wheat and barley fields. But when the climate cooled, wheat failed, and rye shrugged and said, "No worries, I got this." Farmers' resilient climates.
Okay, cool. That one just intrigued me a little bit. Controlled burn, STEM novella. If D. Dwayne Edwards is indeed the creator of this, if they're indeed the rights holder of this, I will make this product. But if this is somebody else making this, you can't really tell because you'd have to message them. I will not be making this. M- isn't just a place to cook. Yeah, this summary is AI. You could tell. Oh, wait, hold up. You on YouTube? Hold up. View your channel. Reader Rick. Dude, I didn't know that you were on YouTube. That's pretty sick. Thanks for the thumbs up, man. I appreciate that. People make tech more complicated than it needs to be. You are so right. Dude, you are so right. I remember the good days when the files were just sent to your desktop, no fuss. I use Brave like you, and I'm just lost. Dude, you were telling me. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That's awesome, though. I don't get too many people on YouTube, so it's pretty nice. Thank you so much for popping in. Appreciate you. Pyromaniac Shrub. Let's see. Can I give you a? Go to channel. Can I give you a sub? Yeah, I'll give you a sub. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. Drive. Okay, so we're good on Descript. Here we are on Restream. We got that. And Twitch is doing its thing. So, we're in a good spot. We auditioned for something. That's a win. I'd say that's a win. The revenue cure is what I wanted to do. What we were very much distracted by. I say we, but I mean me. We got 204 pages of the revenue cure. Strategies to Eliminate Revenue Loss, Improve Compliance, and Safeguard Your Practice by Scott Tartamella. Let's see. Let's speak it. Tartamella. Tartamella. I'm going to emphasize that T, son. Damn, son. Where'd you find this? All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this as. Controlled burn, I'm pretty sure. Audition. I'm going to save that. So that's now saved. She'll want to be saved. I ain't going to save her. See, open Revenue Cure, close. There we go. So this should be the Revenue Cure as we had it before. This is credits. This is intro, just as we had it before. Oh, you guys didn't see that. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So this is where we were at. This is where we were. Suggested copyright information. Let's do that. The Revenue Cure. The Revenue Cure. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss and improve compliance and... All right, let's take that back. The Revenue Cure. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss, improve compliance, and safeguard your practice. Written by Scott Tartamella. Written by Scott Tartamella. Narrated by Eric Pullman. Okay. We'll go opening credits for that. Mute it. Never disputed. Closing credits. Get those knocked out. This has been the Revenue Cure. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss. Strategies to eliminate revenue loss, improve compliance, and safeguard your practice. And safeguard your practice. Written by Scott Tartamella. Narrated by Eric Pullman. Narrated by Eric Pullman. Copyright 2025 by Scott Tartamella. Production copyright by Scott Tartamella. Here's a question. Why don't I have production copyright? What? Here's a question. Why don't I have production copy? I'm the producer. I have the microphone that makes, I have the program that makes the thing. I've got the thing that edits the thing. I put it all together. I made the thing. Why don't I have production copyright? Wait, I don't know if this was a voice acting stream. That's so cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yes, this is basically like my stream to create a audiobook. I also do like narrations, like voiceover work, and what else is there? I think that's about it, right? Because like voiceover work basically covers it all. And yeah, voiceover work. That be true, dude. Absolutely. Hold up. I'm curious though. Let's go Google. Let's go Google. No. Gotta be production copyright. Meaning. Production copyright refers to the legal exclusive rights granted to creators of original works, such as films, music recordings, or videos, once they're in a fixed, tangible medium, allowing them to control reproduction, distribution, public performance, and adaptation. Okay. So Scott owns production copyright because he owns the right to produce, but he's contracting that to me to create it in exchange for a royalty share. I think that's how it works. It protects the expression of ideas, not the ideas themselves, from unauthorized use. Okay. So I had a misunderstanding of that because I thought it was like I would own the copyright to the production, not to produce with that copywritten material. To me, I feel like that doesn't exactly make sense. Key distinction. In audiovisual production, copyright often protects the master recording production, separate from the underlying song or script. So this is an audiovisual production. Copyright often protects the master recording. That's me. I created the master recording, separate from the underlying song or script. Interesting. Okay. All right. Owners have the sole right to reproduce the work, create derivatives, like sequels or remixes, distribute copies, and perform or display the work publicly. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. You got me. Ape law? Is that what that means? Okay, no, that's Saper law. I was like, yo, what a guerrilla court. Like, what a kangaroo court thing to say. Okay? Production copyright. All right, this makes sense. I guess. All right. So we got those. Let's go to the intro. Okay, stand up. Will the real Slim Shady please stand up? Mogging on mahogany. Mogging some mahogany. All right. Great take. Love it. Delete. Go back, Lee Tappy. Oof. That's a hell of a content page. Okay, we're not going to get overwhelmed. It's just page 12. It's just there's just, so many different sections until page 12. It's cool. It's fine. I'm cool with that. I don't need to focus on all of that. Introduction. Private medical practices operate in an environment of unprecedented complexity. Reimbursement models are constantly evolving, requiring quick operational changes. Payer policies become increasingly complicated. Payer policies become increasingly complicated with each cycle. Coding guidelines demand coding gu- coding guidelines demand higher precision. Coding guidelines demand higher precision. Documentation standards are tightening. Documentation standards are tightening, and compliance standards are becoming stricter. And less forgiving. At the same time, patients expect quicker access to care, greater transparency, and a more patient-friendly experience, all amid a rising costs and shrinking margins. In this context, the financial stability of an independent medical practice depends on more than just clinical excellence. It relies on the strength, accuracy, and sophistication of its operational core. Central to that core is revenue cycle management. Once regarded as a necessary administrative task, revenue cycle management has evolved into a strategic skill influenced by regulatory change, payer behavior, advanced analytics, and rapidly shifting digital technologies. Modern reimbursement has become so specialized that effective management now requires expertise far beyond what most private practices can handle internally. When internal teams struggle to keep up, the impact quickly becomes evident. Reimbursements slow down, coding and inconsistencies become begin to appear. Denials increase, often due to subtle payer edits or documentation nuances that are easy to overlook in a high-volume setting. Administrative stress rises as staff attempts to manage workloads beyond their training. As staff attempt to manage workloads beyond their training and capacity. Compliance vulnerabilities grow in changing regulations. I want to say okay, no. Compliance vulnerabilities grow with changing regulations. Over time, these pressures can create. Let me just zoom in like a lot. Here we go. Compliance vulnerabilities grow with changing regulations. Over time, these pressures create a cycle of operational inefficiency and financial instability, risking margins even for practices with high patient volume, and strong clinical results. Across the country, private practices lose a significant amount of revenue each year due to preventable operational mistakes. These losses aren't caused by a lack of effort or dedication. They highlight a fundamental truth. They highlight a fundamental truth. Effective revenue cycle management relies on certified expertise. Smart automation, ongoing payer education, and proactive oversight, elements that are difficult to maintain within the staffing and budget constraints of small and mid-sized practices. However, the difference between practices that consistently struggle and those that achieve reliable financial results isn't mysterious. It's strategic. High-performing practices have clear workflows, disciplined processes, effective patient financial communication, and data-driven oversight. They maintain compliant, efficient revenue cycles while reducing the administrative burden on their internal teams. Their advantage doesn't come from luck, but from understanding the limits of fragmented in-house systems. Let's see if I can hit this low. They recognize that the revenue cycle is too important, too technical, and too vulnerable to regulatory disruptions to rely solely on generalists. They begin to bring in specialists and outsource when necessary. Modern outsourced revenue cycle management is more than just a billing service. It's an operational framework. The ideal RCM partner offers certified coding expertise. The ideal RCM partner offers certified coding expertise, payer-compliant controls, advanced claims optimization, structured denials management, automated workflow tools, real-time analytics, and ongoing regulatory oversight. These components transform the revenue cycle with a reactive task into a These components transform the revenue cycle from a reactive task into a proactive financial engine that supports long-term stability and growth. This book provides a clear and organized overview. This audiobook provides a clear and organized overview of that transformation. Each chapter examines the workflow. Technologies, and strategic factors that build a high-performing revenue cycle in today's medical practice. You will learn how automation reduces preventable errors. You will learn how automation reduces reduces preventable errors. Let's see, I'm trying to chunk this in my head. You will learn how automation reduces preventable errors, how standardized processes protect financial integrity, how analytics guide operational decisions, how patient engagement influences reimbursement, and why specialized external teams consistently outperform internal generalists in the current regulatory and financial climate. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I'm like trying to, so as I'm reading this, I'm trying to chunk it in meaningful ways. And what I mean by that, when I say that, is like, this is a way you're supposed to intonate things and go up and go down in the pattern of speech to indicate, like, it's this and this. You know, like, you've got one thing and you've got two things. Like, when you go up, it indicates that you have something to follow. Or like when you go down, it indicates the end of a sentence. It's like the intonation is just super basic. Everybody knows this, right? But can you even see me up here? A little bit. Here we go. So there's that. Let's see, trying to make it impactful throughout. Kind of. But also, so to like follow that train of thought through, I'm trying to create like a story with it to where you know what to expect with the narration. You know that there's an arc to it. Or if there's three things, it's this, and it's also this. Some sort of like story, some sort of arc to it, so you know what to expect, and it sort of brings you through that story in your mind. At the same time, though, I know what you're saying, and it makes a lot of sense, and I'm trying to actually fight that because I have this tendency, and you can see it with any of my projects I've made so far, I have this tendency to stress every single word, and I'm trying to get to the point where I can just conversationally create things. I think that's what this person really liked about my audition, and so I'm trying to bring that through in this as well. And I'll find myself sometimes stressing everything, and I have to like pull back a bit and say, okay, no, just go through, be light, be energetic, have fun with it. Have fun with it was like the thing in my mind that I'm trying to always keep. I did a project that turned Mr. Beast's memo into an audiobook. And I think that was probably one of my best projects so far. What I did with that is I just tried to invoke the spirit of Mr. Beast in a way where I'm trying to be fun with the delivery. That's really all I'm trying to do with it. So hopefully that comes through. Hopefully. And hopefully I'm not eating my words. I'm not swallowing my words is what they call it. Swallowing my words. Blah. Here we go. That makes it more fun. Because then you can see it all. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you. I'm trying to make sense with it. I'm trying to create a sensible approach in my mind. And then hopefully what I can do is I can make this entertaining, because it's a little, when I'm going through and I have retakes, I understand that there's, it's not the most entertaining thing, and I'm trying to make it more entertaining. Because if I can make it more entertaining in the moment, even when I mess up, then I can bring that energy to the project as well and make the project as entertaining as possible. I think that is what really creates something fun and engaging. So even when it's something technical like this, I'm trying to bring that spirit of being fun with it. So hopefully, sorry, that was I hit my mic here. Hopefully that's what I'm bringing out. I am striving for that. Let's see it. The revenue cure. The revenue cure is not intended to teach doctors the specific of billing, coding, or denials management. Instead, it offers the strategic framework needed to assess systems, identify operational weaknesses, and select partners who can support long-term financial stability. Doctors shouldn't be expected to master payer edits, audit procedures, or evolving documentation standards. They only need a clear understanding of how to collaborate with experts who can They only need a clear understanding of how to collaborate with experts who can protect the revenue, while they focus on providing exceptional care. Independent medicine is at a critical crossroads. Practices that continue relying on outdated systems or overwhelmed internal workflows will face increasing financial instability. Those embracing a strategic outsourcing approach will enhance their resilience, reduce administrative burdens, and restore the operational clarity necessary to prioritize patient care. Partnering for profit isn't just a marketing phrase. It's a strategic operating model driven by expertise, supported by technology, and dedicated to securing the future of independent medical practices. Welcome to a more resilient, data-driven, and strategically aligned approach to healthcare business. All right, there we go. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. We got chapter. Ooh, look at that too. Ooh, look at that. That is good cursive right there. Chapter 1, Revenue Cycle Management Essentials. Revenue Cycle Management Essentials. Dude, I have this pen up here. I have this Apple pen. And I don't think I could do anything with it, actually. Oh, actually, I can draw on it. I shouldn't draw on the book, though. But I want to. Dang. Okay. Chapter 1. We made it. We made it past the intro. That's all we need. All right, one second. I'll be right back. I used to have music to play on here, but I do not have music right now. But I will be right back, I promise. I'm just going to get something for my voice real quick, and then maybe we might go into chapter 1, or maybe we might pause it right there. Who knows? We'll see. But I'll be right back. Let's see, Lab was here. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Lab Dominals, we were here. We were here. We were here. All right, let's see. We'll be right back. Ooh, okay, all right. Thank you for sticking around, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for sticking around, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I had to get some drink. So I had to get some drink. Had to touch base, see what the day gonna be like. See what the night's gonna bring. Also, for those returning or watching this on the playback, I will say a couple different things that have changed. The starting screen is a little different. So we got this starting screen going on. I might change it up a little bit. I think it's a little basic, but it works. It works. We got a Be Right Back screen over here. So we got that. And then we have the offline screen. So a couple different things going on here. Main camera. Hey, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Hello. And that's what's going on there. So we got all that going on. I like the general setup of what we got. I will say I really want to put in some sort of music. I am sad that we weren't able to download some stuff earlier from Upbeat. Let's see, upbeat.io was on here. We were signed in. We had downloads on our download history, and then we were unable to download it. So, unfortunate, but that's what we got so far. I wonder, actually, if I go into my Gmail, if I'm able to download it from here. Can I do that? No. Let's see. Download history. Can I do download history? Downloads? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of these and then save it. I'm going to save this. Save that. Okay, cool. Because I hope Upbeat gives me the ability to re-download these, because these were fun. I like to add these if possible. 0 out of 3. Subscribe to Unlimited.